Howdy folks, and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to finally another episode of the Black Ice mod in Hearts of Iron 4 with the crazy challenge of the motorized Wehrmacht conquering the world. I apologize for not having uploaded anything in the past 2 weeks, but I've been extremely busy in real life, and I have to say I thank you all guys for the patience and the support that you still give me despite all these periods of not uploading anything on my channel. Let's say, despite my being very busy, I still did find the time to kind of improve and polish a little bit the customized events that I prepared for this campaign. So I save you from the pain of going through all the reorganization. Oh well, actually I have to do it because I forgot. Okay, so let's do like this. So in case you're wondering, I've put all of my factories into transport planes because, oh right, I forgot. Okay, let's bring the Air Force all to Berlin and let's disband the transport wing. If you don't know, in Black Ice, when you play as Germany, there is a decision when the Spanish Civil War will break out that you need to have at least 10 transport planes in the reserve, and then those planes will be used to move Franco's troops from North Africa to the Spanish mainland, basically. And yeah, so that's it, I think. Yeah, exactly. That's all in terms of production. I have construction, trade, and research. I left the infantry and support and artillery slot empty because there is a surprise coming now. Let's just move everything into one single army. Let's move it here. And right, before doing anything else, let me just create a bunch of theaters. Okay, so I have the High Command of the Reserves, the Wehrmacht High Command, and the Spanish Volunteers. So the Spanish Volunteers consist of the three Panzer divisions. I have the future Großdeutschland here. I will move more and more troops into this OKW. Actually, I can put it here. Yeah, it's fine. And well, that's it. Let's take the Allgemeine SS just for the for a bunch of in-game decisions that I will need later. So, okay, I think you guys all remember this one, and I will go with the speed. I reduced the amount of army experience from 200 to 20, because this one will already give me a template, a pre-made template, with not historical, but with the motorized version of the German infantry division. And I also add that you can see here 2 more events, and actually there are more coming. And the first one is the new concept of Panzer Division, and the other one is the importance of logistics. Let's go this one. Okay, so perfect. The importance of logistics. I've been thinking about this for a couple of days, and I thought, why not adding some tempting options for me? So the deployment of a fully motorized army in battle must be supported by appropriate logistics. Once again, the German leadership found itself at a crossroads. Invest time and resources in improving the infrastructure and railway lines in the newly conquered territories. In the long run, this would allow faster movement of supplies and troops to and from the front. Or put all our eggs in the mass motorization basket, ensuring that the troops on the front line never find themselves without the tools they need to lead Germany to victory. These are 2 very tempting options, and if I would go with prioritize the railway, I will get this insane bonus of plus 50% in terms of infrastructure construction speed, and this minus 1% of consumer goods factories, assuming that if you have more railways, then the population can be happier, and they can move faster, and they can maybe require less consumer goods to be happy, you know. And this will also provide in every state that Germany controls this modifier of plus 5% of division speed and plus 35% of local supplies. And I also prepared a very easy event chain that, as you can read here, will be visible exclusively for Sweden, because I'm not playing as Sweden, so I didn't want, every time I conquer a province to get this event and be like, okay, cool, I got a new province, now I will get this bonus into that province. So Sweden and the Swedish AI will have to deal with this endless amount of events. Or, and this is the options that I will choose because it's more challenging, I will get I will invest into mass motorization, because this will give me a 5% of division speed and 5% of divisional organization, as well as this will give me a nice boost in terms of research time concerning the logistics company 2, because the logistics company 2 tech will unlock the motorized and mechanized logistic companies that are what I need for my divisions. And let's say to compensate all these bonuses, in this case I it decided to increase to mimic the the improved efficiency of the logistics companies, the amount of vehicles that they will need. Namely, the motorized logistics company will now need plus 135 trucks and 350 manpower, while the mechanized logistics company will need now 40 more vehicles and 250 more manpower. So I would definitely go with this one, and before going straight to the Panzer division, I put this into the research. So this is actually I would say a is based on, let's say, on Guderian's idea of the Panzer division. The Panzer division had to be kind of an army into an army. Is very small independent unit in which all the arms of the army, let's say, like infantry, recon, engineers, supplies, medical staff, artillery, anti-tank units, they would just support the panzers. And let's say, I imagine that in late 1935 there have been some war games in Germany, and in a recent memorandum addressed directly to our Führer, the chief of the Inspectorate of Motorized Troops, General Heinz Guderian, has expressed the need of improving the organization of our panzer divisions. According to the most recent cross-country war exercises, the motorized elements of the division proved to be too slow and unable to support the armored units in difficult terrains. As such, Guderian proposed to replace the Schützenbrigade with two separate Panzer Grenadier regiments, and to employ self-propelled variants of the artillery and anti-tank frontline units. And of course we want this new Panzer division organization, and I wanted to to make fun of myself, and I actually called it the meme Panzer division. And I know it's funny, but it's this is, I would say, the ideal Panzer division composition that you want to have in your game. So as you can see, I wanted to make the Panzer V, the Panther tank here, but then I was like, no, maybe that's too much. But of course, 3 tank battalions, 6 Panzer Grenadier battalions, 3 self-propelled artillery light, 1 medium, and 1 medium tank destroyer. Of course, none of these is now available for production, so I can't use this template right now. And also because I don't have the mechanized HQ, I don't have the mechanized engineers, and I don't have yet the mechanized logistics company. Let's keep it here, let's say, just for the future. And since we are here, let's have a look at the motorized division. Nothing too fancy. I've added here the mechanized HQ. I think I should move it first to the car HQ. HQ, yeah, because there is no motorized HQ detachment, so I will move it back to the car, and then I will just leave everything as it is. And well, you are all aware that I will go with the larger fuel reserve, that there is this oil crisis, and here I just improved a bit the trade relationships between Germany and Romania, and between Germany and Iran, just to make sure that I will focus in getting as much oil as I need from these two countries. And yeah, I will do my best not to trade with the Soviet Union nor with the United States of America, because it's really counterproductive to fuel your future enemies. And yeah, this is just to increase the stability. And I also decided to write this event concerning the fate of the Swiss army, because I was like, okay, I annex Switzerland, but at the beginnings of the game, Switzerland has 20 divisions between mountaineers, garrison, and cavalry. So I was like, what if the German-speaking Swiss people wanted to join the Wehrmacht? And therefore, the sudden and unexpected partition of Switzerland triggered all the international investors to withdraw their savings, leading to the collapse of the international finance in what was once known as the Bank of the World. As German economy experts were quite disappointed in failing to put their hands on the mighty Swiss gold reserves, the same cannot be said about the leadership of the German military. As the Swiss army simply disintegrated in the face of the advancing Wehrmacht, the question regarding the fate of the Swiss soldiers rapidly reached the highest spheres of the German government. So I could either send these people to the Ersatzheer, the replacement army, and this will give me a big chunk of equipment, but I'm greedy, and considering that I will have a big penalty, in terms of training time, I will retrain them as infantrymen. And by, let's say, train them as infantrymen means that my generals will get some knowledge about mountain warfare, and then this explains why I added this ahead of time penalty for the mountain warfare equipment. And since most of the Swiss mountaineers divisions will be disbanded just to become infantry, I will gain this 2000 units of mountain warfare equipment. And yeah, so I will have now these two infantry, well, sorry, these 4 infantry divisions. I need to do this, make it infantry divisions. Where is that? I don't, oh, no, yeah, infantry divisions, yeah, update. Yeah, exactly, perfect. And, oh god, it was rolling already. Let's move it here to the OKR, let's call it.
Ihre Befehle?
Yeah, okay, that's it. And I think that's it, gentlemen. And yeah, so alright, here I have my 5. Oh, I need to change this into the motorized divisions as well. Yeah, perfect.
Zuhören!
Okay, perfect, great. And let's move it to the OKR. And well, that's it basically. Actually, let's do one more thing while we're here.
Zuhören!
I would like to take all my heavy artillery garrisons. Yeah, and I want to spam, because I did it already, 30 of these. Actually, let's make 50 or 40. Yeah, let's leave 40, because I will manage. I already tried a couple of times to train 30 of these garrison divisions, and because the garrison division only has 1 battalion, this is the very good old 1 battalion division strong trick that you can train a crap ton of these, and then once they are deployed, you can just convert them into proper infantry divisions. And since we are here,
Befehle.
let's also select this, and wow, that's gonna be costly in terms of alright, in terms of equipment needs. Okay, suppression division, we don't want no anything. Save it, and let's okay. So can I actually move the templates? No, I cannot. Shame. I wanted to move the infantry division up here, but it's okay. I think it's fine. And the suppression division, I think I have a bunch of experience available, so I can just do this. And well, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the video now. So the opening phases of this campaign were just focused on building up the German industry. And to build up the German industry for war, I actually reversed the construction order that I showed you at the beginning of the video, because I realized that Germany starts with a very powerful modifier, actually a plus 56% of construction speed in regard to the military factories. So I thought, let's do the opposite now. Let's build first military factories and then build a round or two of civilian factories. And I think that this was actually the best thing to do. Okay, on one side I could put my hands on the Swiss industry, which was great. Still, this was not enough, let's say. What was enough, however, was to get those 40 garrison divisions, let's say, up and running before the Spanish Civil War triggered. And because of the in-game mechanics, this allowed me to send 3 divisions as my expeditionary force. And I did send von Kleist 3 Panzer divisions in Spain. Originally they were not supported by any airplane, but then when I saw that my fuel reserve were kind of okay-ish, I decided to send in also some, I think 110 Luftwaffe planes between bombers and fighters. And I don't know, I've played the war in Spain for so many times, and every time I've been telling you guys how important speed is. I mean, okay, in this case it's kind of an exception, because I'm playing with some super fast units and super fuel drinking units, but holy moly guys, I've never seen anything like that before. I've never seen such a powerful breakthrough. I would have never imagined to see the AI just not defending the coastline of Catalonia, I think it is, and Valencia. Because I was just really rushing along the coastline, and you saw how quickly the Catalonian pocket of resistance was eliminated. I was, however, let's say, too confident. I was really overconfident, and in a bunch of times my troops were actually defeated and they were forced to fall back. I'm sorry, the video is now going really fast because it was nearly 2 hours long. I had to speed it up to avoid taking too much of your time in watching this. And let's say, given the extraordinary speed with which I managed to close the Catalonian pocket, I decided to go with the straight approach. I know it's very cheesy to just surround the enemy capital and deprive the enemy troops of all their supplies, but I decided just to, let's say, because this is a very exceptional campaign, I decided to just go for this approach. And then yeah, what took unexpectedly longer to, let's say, to end was the Battle of Madrid, because of the very high fortification levels. And I had the idea of maybe let's use the bombers to do some strategic bombing and specifically bomb the forts. And wow, that was really the magic trick that solved all of my issues, because as soon as my bombers started bombing all the forts, gradually I could see some green arrows and green numbers during the Battle of Madrid, and still the civil war in Spain lasted long enough to allow me to get the foci of the intervention in Spain and of the Legion Condor, which gave me some very nice bonuses for researching the medium bombers and fighters models. Yeah. And besides that, in 1938 I finished my run of the military factories, and I started the one of the civilians, which lasted until basically 1939. And what else? It was really a rush, because I was also producing a lot of fighters and bombers and aircraft in generals. And well, I think the surprise of the surprises was that at some point I realized I had a crippling deficit of aluminium, and I never had that in my gameplays, and I was forced to import aluminium at some point from Italy, from Japan, from Hungary, and from the Soviet Union as well. And I mean, besides aluminium, I also had to import oil, and because of let's say the availability of oil on the market, I had to import resources from the Soviet Union, and I'm sorry of having done that, but I realized I had no way out for solving the deficit of resources that my greatly expanding industry was generating. And yeah, besides that, what could I say? It was, well, quite disappointing to see that I could not, let's say, keep up with all the needed resources, because actually I would define myself as a miner, so I always need to have everything green. I want to stockpile resources, but this was not possible in this alternate campaign, because yeah, I gave priority to the motorized and mechanized troops, and then to my panzers, and then to my infantry equipment, and last but not least to my airplanes. I also decided, I forgot to mention this, to invest a bit into the factories. I think in game they're called the armament factories. They are especially the tank factories and the vehicle factories, because those factories reduce by 1% each the production cost of your equipment. Namely, the vehicle factories reduces the motorized equipment cost, while the tank factory reduces the armor one. This, I must say, I think this was very cool, because this somehow allowed me to catch up in terms of production. Because when I looked at the very beginning of the game at how many lorries, I think I needed 20,000 or 21,000 lorries alone to fill up the existing motorized divisions. With the production rates at the early game of 1936, I would have needed 5 years basically to produce all that amount of equipment. And so yeah, I mean, investing into these factories helped, and investing into research in terms of production and industry really helped a lot. And I think it's now 1939, yes, and by this time I realized, okay, maybe it's time to start redeploying all of my troops. And I brought on the Western Front as many garrison divisions as possible that were then reinforced by changing their template. Because I realized I fear that the French AI could just easily break through my lines if I have just a bunch of 1 battalion strong division along the French border. I forgot that I could have also used my reserve divisions, my Panzer and my other divisions that I would have not used on the offensive in Poland, to garrison the Western Front. And actually, this is a very good idea, because I think I will do it in the next episode. So wow, sometimes I'm surprised by myself. Yeah, and yeah, what else? I did not have enough motorized divisions to fill the whole front line, and as you may have just seen now, I had to bring along the, I would say, Polish border also what are called as the event infantry division templates, because these are the divisions that will then be converted into either Panzer or motorized divisions via the in-game event. And yeah, it was really a big rush of everything, and let's say the good news is that I managed to catch up with everything in terms of lorries and motorized equipment, but for this there is a very short addendum to the video which will come right later. And I also did manage to field enough air wings of the Luftwaffe. I think I had something like 6 or 8 wings of fighters. Each wing is 100 planes, because I like to play with 100 planes strong wings. And I think I had 3 or 4 wings of tactical bombers and 1 wing of close air support. And yeah, I really don't know what to say besides leaving you to the end of the video. It was really crazy. Really, guys, please do not attempt this in your campaign. Just stick to the normal infantry divisions. This is just insane. I'm trying the impossible, and I'm trying to make the impossible possible. Well, that's all from my side, and I leave you now to the other part of the video. Alright folks, I will be short because I think that the video is now getting really long, and I just wanted to comment a few things before diving straight into war. And the thing that I'm laughing already is because I'm trying not to cry, but it's really a disaster, I would say. I forgot to comment on the Panzer Grenadier Division, labeled here as the motorized infantry division. I decided to give it, instead of the normal motorized artillery battalion, something in between. So I went with the motorized rocket artillery battalions, 3 of them, and 1 early Sturmgeschütz battalion, the early Stug battalion, and 1 battalion of tank destroyer. Because I remember at the beginning I did show some divisional composition of the motorized, the infantry division, and of the Panzer division. I need to change here the headquarters into the armored headquarters, just to give you some nice bonuses. I need to add the motorized, actually let's do it right now, and the motorized signal company and the motorized field hospital for an extra let's say green arrows going up, basically. And yeah, let's save it. I checked before. I did have enough equipment to do this change, and in terms of equipment, I managed to get everything, let's say, green. I need to research and put in production the motorized rocket artillery. I'm running low on garrison equipment, and I'm investing a lot now into this. And the same is true for fields uniforms. And in terms of transport tracks, I managed to get all the 20,000 that I needed, which is which is great. I have a lot of fighters, as you can see, and the other, where are they? The prime mover, so I have enough track for the medium artillery and enough tractors for the heavy artillery. The problem is actually fuel. Because oh my god, it's crazy. Because I am producing now, let's say 4.9 thousand. Let's assume that they are tons of fuel. Basically, I'm producing 4.9 tons of fuel each day, and the army alone is consuming 37.2 tons per day, which means nearly 7.5, 7.6 times the amount that I am producing. So it's, oh my god. And yeah, just to mention, in the Spanish Civil War, maybe I should lower down a bit the audio here because it's way too high. In the Spanish Civil War, I almost ran out of fuel when moving around 3 panzer divisions. Now imagine moving around, oh my god, all this, the whole German Army Group A, which consists of 36 motorized and 4 panzer divisions. So all of this will be part of the next episode. And actually one more thing, since I forgot, this Waffen SS event, which is this is actually really cool in Black Ice, but it's I just forgot about it. And yeah, I activated now the SS pop-ups just to make sure I see when it's time to upgrade any of them. But yeah, so oh my god, I really don't know. If I fail, I'm not gonna repeat it, seriously guys, because this is just crazy and insane. So yeah, let's see. I will do my best, and just wish me good luck. And yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for following me, and stay tuned, and see you all in the next episode.